What is going on, guys? Papa C back with the video for you guys, bringing you another tier list. This is the legendary Pokemon tier list. If you guys enjoy the content and support the channel, make sure you leave a like and of course subscribe if you are new. So I am very often asked, hey C, what's your favorite Pokemon? Hey C, what's your favorite mythical? Hey C, what's your favorite legendary? A lot of times when I stream, people tend to be really curious about those questions, and I figured, you know what, let's just do a tier list. I know this one says legendary tiers and it includes mythicals. Don't freak out. People tend to really freak out whenever somebody mentions mythical or legendary or whatever. We're calling it legendary. There's mythicals. Cool. Whatever. We're just rating them in the same tier list. It doesn't matter. So, Silvali's here too. I don't think Silvali's, and type null for the matter, are legendary or mythical. I would have been D because of that. Like, they shouldn't even be here. That's why I'm putting them in D. Then we have the Tapus. I really like Tapu Koko. I really like Tapu Lele. I kind of like Tapu Bulu. And I really like Tapu Fini. I really like a lot of legendary slash mythicals, by the way. So expect a lot of high rankings for all these Pokemon. With that being said, though, Cosmog is going in B. And Cosmion is going in D. I don't really know what's going on with Cosmion. I don't even say it. I don't know. Nebby. You gotta love Nebby. Like, you gotta like Nebby. You gotta put it at least Spear. Solgaleo, I think, looks really cool. And so does Lunala. They're going in A tier. I think Lunala is actually design-wise one of the coolest looking legendary Pokemon, and one of the coolest looking cover legendary Pokemon, I should say. And then we have Ultra Necrozma, which is just like, I don't really know what's going on there. Like, I really don't know what's going on with Ultra Necrozma. Dude, we just rated like 10 Pokemon in like 2 seconds. I don't really like the design. It's too white, and then it blends in too much with the backgrounds. Like whenever I try to use it graphically for a thumbnail or a video, it's always so hard to get it to be seen because it just blends in so well with the backgrounds. And it's really hard to beat an Ultra Sun if that matters for anything. Then we have regular Necrozma. I think Necrozma is pretty cool. I'll put it in B tier. I like it a lot. I like the whole premise too, especially in Ultra Sun, how it steals the light or whatever, and then you have to travel through Ultra Space and return the light. I think that's pretty cool. Necrozma is awesome. Then we have Xerneas. I'll put Xerneas in S, honestly. I really like Xerneas. Competitively, I don't play Ubers that much. At least I don't play Ubers at all anymore. But when I used to do a lot of battles and stuff in the past, and I would play Ubers a little bit, dude, I love using Xerneas. It was Gen 6 and early Gen 7. Just Geomancy with the white herb. Oh my god, Xerneas is such a good Pokemon, and I love it. Yveltal is pretty cool too. I'll put Yveltal in B tier. I don't like it as much. In the TCG, Yveltal is really cool, which, I mean, I guess counts for something. I mean, if we're going to rate TCG as well, I love Tapu Koko because I play a Lightning deck. So that's cool. Tapu Lele is really good in TCG. And then Fini, I don't think does anything in the TCG. I don't even know what the Tapu Bulu card looks like in the TCG. The Tapu Bulu GX, that is. So, yeah. Yveltal is really cool, though. Especially in 5th gen, or 6th gen, excuse me, with Darkrai in the TCG. That was pretty cool. Then we have Zygarde Complete, which, it's okay. It's okay. I don't really care much for it. I think the biggest reason why I dislike it is because it doesn't really have much plot relevance. In Sun and Moon, they kind of just dumped it in there, and it's just why? Why does this exist? This doesn't make any sense. With that being said, though, I like Zygarde a lot. I think Zygarde's really cool. Kind of got shafted with X and Y, as we all know. It should have had a Z version or something, or had more to the story in X and Y. X and Y just mysteriously just never had a third version. We don't really know why. Then we have Diancie, however you want to say it. One of my favorite Megas, actually. I like Diancie a lot. I'll put Diancie in S tier, actually. I remember when this Pokemon first came out, nobody thought it would be that... Maybe that's not true. But I didn't think it would be that great competitively. And, regular Diancie's not that great competitively. It's okay. But Mega Diancie, oh... Such a cool thing, too. I believe it's the only Gen 6 Mega Pokemon, if I'm not mistaken, right? Which is kind of cool, because the whole premise of Mega Evolution, if I'm not mistaken, was to, Mega Evolve older Pokemon. That's why the only Gen 5 Mega is Audino, I believe, because it's, a newish Pokemon, at least at the time the Megas came out. So it was really cool to see, a new Pokemon get a Mega Evolution as well. Kind of weird, too. I believe it was technically the last Mega Evolution we got as well, in terms of when it was released on the Wi-Fi events. Maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't really know that for sure, honestly. That's pretty cool. And there's also the whole weird thing, when X and Y first came out, I think a few weeks later, we found out about Diancie, Volcanion, and Hoopa, and nobody knew about them. They were in the game, code in the game, whatever, but there was no events for them, and they were never properly released until ORAS. So they're just there's such a cool story behind it in terms of community and stuff like that, and I really like those Pokemon. And then next up we have Hoopa as well. Hoopa Unbound, I love Hoopa Unbound. Such a cool looking Pokemon. It just looks insane. I used to use it a lot in battles, and I'd always give it satanic names, which kind of sounds kind of messed up now that I mention it out loud. But I would always name it Lucifer or something. I just think it's such a fitting name for Hoopa. Also has a really cool shiny sprite. It's the gold And in the TCG, you know, Hoopa stops EXs or GXs, one of the two, maybe both. I don't remember. I think it was from X and Y that Hoopa I'm thinking of. I don't know. It was a good card in TCG at one point. And the one that grabs EXs too, I used to play that in a Mega Gardevoir deck. That was kind of cool. And then we have this Hoopa, which is okay. Baby Hoopa, if you want to call it, regular Hoopa, not Unbound. I like it. It's cool. I don't know, a little mischievous mythical Pokemon, kind of cool. Volcanion as well, I'll put in B. I'm not the biggest fan of Volcanion. Like, I remember people, well, at least I thought, it was going to be such a good Pokemon when it came out. Like, oh my god, water, fire typing, that's insane. And, like, it's a pretty good Pokemon, but, like, it's not as great as people thought. It has a cool moveset, though. I do like that. Water Fire is a very cool typing, and I hope that in Sword and Shield we get, like, another Water Fire type. It's a typing that's, like, really cool, but I feel like it's a typing that should be more common, because I think there's a lot of things they can do with a Water and Fire typing that would make sense, like a Volcano-type Pokemon, which, I mean, we have Volcano, which is Volcano, exactly. But I think there's a lot more they can do with the Water and Fire typing, so I'd be really curious to see more. Then we have the Regis. Honestly, I don't like these that much. I don't hate them. I just don't like them that much. I think I'm going to put them all in D tier. Like, I feel like out of all the trios that every generation has, they're probably my least favorite. They're not the worst. I mean, I guess they are the worst because I'm putting them in the lowest out of all of the trios. I don't know, it's kind of like an underwhelming trio because competitively they're not that great. They don't really, like, do much. They're kind of just there. Regigigas is a little bit cooler. I'll give them that. You know, I think it's cool how in 4th gen they gave them more stuff with Regigigas. Is Regigigas even on here? It is. Okay. Oh, it's going in order of generations now, isn't it? Did it start with Gen 7? I don't even know how this is grouped. Maybe it's alphabetical order. No, it's not alphabetical order. I don't know. Either way, Latias and Latios, really cool Pokemon. Very solid. Fan favorite Pokemon, too. Probably one of the most popular Pokemon on this list. They had their own movie. I remember when that movie came out. I don't think I ended up seeing it. I remember I really wanted to see it as a kid. Because I don't remember if that one was in theaters or not. I think it was. And I didn't get to go see it in theaters, but I had like a magazine. Which actually, if you watch my videos from a few weeks ago about looking at old Pokemon stuff, I showed the magazine that I first saw that showed the movie with Latios and Latias. I thought it was a cool thing. I was like 7 years old, I think, when that movie came out. And I don't remember if I saw it. I don't really know. But I know I didn't see it in theaters when it first came out. Or I didn't see it when it first came out, but I don't know if I saw it later on. Whatever. Then we got Kyogre and Groudon. I actually have plushes of these Pokemon from Nintendo World back when 3rd gen was like the newest gen. I think they're both really cool. 4th or 3rd gen, I should say. That was like, I was really into Pokemon to 3rd gen. Like, obviously, 1st gen I was really into it because, you know, I just got into it. Pokemon was new. 2nd gen, I fell out of it a little bit. I still played Gold, Silver, Crystal, whatever. And then 3rd gen, like, I was really into it because I was a little bit older. And, like, all of my friends played Pokemon. Like, that's... 3rd generation was when, like, most of my friends played Pokemon. I was, like, 8 or 9 years old. So, yeah, that's pretty good. That's why I like these Pokemon a lot. So, I'll put them both in A tier as well. Rayquaza, I like, too. I have a really fond memory of catching Rayquaza for the first time in my Ruby version. I was at my aunt's house, I remember. It was, like, somebody's birthday party, I don't even know. And I remember I saved in front of the Rayquaza, and, like, on the way there, I'm trying to catch it. And I believe, like, right when we got there, I was in the middle of a battle, and I caught it. So, yeah, A tier. I like Rayquaza. Cool Pokemon. Then we have Jirachi. Jirachi's really cool. I love Jirachi. Wishmaker movie. I've seen that movie. I remember that movie. I haven't really seen many movies past 3rd gen. I don't think I've seen any movies past 3rd gen. I might have seen the Lucario movie, actually. I don't remember. I mean, it was like 12 years ago, at least, when it came out. But I like Jirachi a lot. It's a really cool Pokemon. In all facets of the Pokemon universe, like in the anime, in the TCG, in the video games. It's really, really cool. Deoxys, same thing. Also with Jirachi too, I have the XD bonus disc, or Coliseum bonus disc, which gives you a Jirachi in your Ruby or Sapphire, which is like really, really cool. Deoxys was like one of those elusive Pokemon as well. I remember going to Nintendo World to get one from, because this was before there was Wi-Fi events, right? So you had to actually go places in person to get events, because it was on the Game Boy Advance. And I remember going to Nintendo World to get a Deoxys event, and I like messed it up somehow, and I didn't realize it until I was like already left the store, so I didn't get a Deoxys. I like it though. I think it's really cool. I'll put it in B tier. Like, it's solid. It's not one of my all-time favorites, but I don't like dislike it, so to say. Then we have Uxie, Azelf, and Mesprit. So Azelf is the best. Let's just get that out of the way. I'll put Azelf at like the end of A tier. This is in no particular order, by the way, except for Azelf. Azelf is at the end of A tier. Uxie and Mesprit, though, I'll put them in B tier. They're all pretty solid. I think they're all really cool. Uxie, I think, was it Uxie or Mesprit was really good in the TCG, like, in the 4th gen era. I forgot what it was. I think it was Mesprit. Azelf, I really like Azelf competitively. It's fast. That's about it. And then Uxie's okay. It's more of a defensive Pokemon. I don't know. Did these guys have their own movie? I don't even know. They might have. If they did, I didn't see it. Then we have Dialga and Palkia, who are like really cool. I'll put them both in A tier. Palkia is one of my favorite legendaries specifically because I really like the water dragon typing. I know there's a couple other Pokemon that have it. I think it's just Kingdra that has it. I really want a Pokemon that's water dragon, that's like a pure dragon. We don't exactly have that. Like, imagine if Gyarados, like Mega Gyarados, was water dragon. That would have been perfect, but it's not. It's water dark, which is still kind of cool. Dialga's cool as well. You know, controllers of time and space. 4th gen's my favorite generation, so you know, gotta show them some love. Then we have Heatran. Heatran's okay. Like, I don't dislike Heatran. I'll put it in C tier. Like, I'm kind of impartial to it. I don't care too much. Regigigas as well, C tier. I just don't really care too much about these legendaries. Like, I don't think I ever even caught Heatran in Pearl version. Like, I didn't even care enough to go and try to catch it because I'm like, what the heck? I don't care about this Pokemon. It's a good Pokemon though. It's really good. I just don't like using it that much. And then we have Giratina, which is one of my favorite legendaries. I love it. I get asked the question a lot on stream. Like I said earlier, whenever you stream Pokemon games on YouTube, you get a lot of random questions about your favorite this, least favorite that, favorite this, whatever. And I always get asked, if I could have one Pokemon in real life, what would it be? The answer is always Giratina. Always Giratina. Because imagine flying around on this dragon. Imagine how cool that would be. Like, there's no other Pokemon that comes close. Like, if I could have any Pokemon in real life, nothing else comes close to Giratina. That's why it's an S tier. Cresselia, I hate you. But I like you more than these guys. Cresselia is one of the most annoying Pokemon. I think it has a cool design though. It looks really really neat. I like the lunar stuff. I really like how this and Darkrai are kind of like a duo, so to say, which is kind of weird because in the games you would think that Heatran and Cresselia are more of a duo because they're both caught in game and in nearby locations, but it's really Darkrai and Cresselia, despite Cresselia being a regular legendary and Darkrai being a mythical, which is kind of weird. Then we have Manaphy. I like Manaphy a lot. I'll put it in A tier. I've used it a lot, actually, in draft leagues and stuff like that. Really fun Pokemon. It gets Tail Glow. That's a really busted move. It was always pretty good in the TCG. It had its own movie. Didn't see it. It was in Pokemon Ranger. I like Pokemon Ranger, so that's cool. Darkrai's really cool. I'll put Darkrai in B tier. I think it's one of like the most like badass looking, if you could use that word to describe a Pokemon. Like, it just looks so like crazy. And I remember like it had, what was it? What was the move that it has? Is it Bad Dreams? No. What's the move that it has? Dark Void. Remember that move was like always banned in like 4th gen and stuff like that because everyone was like, oh my god, it's so OP. And then they nerfed it to Oblivion. It's like 50 accurate now and it sucks. Still kind of cool. And we got Shaman. I like these Shamans. Not much else to say about them. They're good in TCG. At least Shaman Skyform was when that was in rotation and stuff like that. Shaman's just cute. I never ended up catching one legitimately in Diamond and Pearl. I believe this was a Toys R Us event. And at the time, this was like 2008, my local Toys R Us had like just closed, so the nearest Toys R Us was like a lot farther away. So I didn't really get to go to Toys R Us a lot when I was like 10, 11, 12 years old. So I never got an event Shaman, but I still think it's cool. A really cool Pokemon. Arceus is awesome. I'll put Arceus in B tier actually. Like, I like Arceus. I think it's cool how it has like the multi-type stuff. And you give it a bunch of different plates. I do think it's a bit overrated though. Like, I'm doing like the worst and best Pokemon stuff, which is kind of on hiatus for now. And every time on the best Pokemon series, I get comments like, "Oh, Arceus is the best. Arceus is the best Pokemon. He created the Pokemon universe." And it's like, Arceus is overrated. It's cool, but it's overrated. Then we got these three. So these three are awesome. The legendary dogs, whatever they are. I'll put Suicune. This is tough, actually. I think I like Suicune and Raikou the best. I think I'll put Suicune in S tier. I think I'm gonna do that. Suicune looks so cool. I love Pokemon Crystal too. And Heart Gold Soul Silver. My favorite Pokemon game is Heart Gold Soul Silver, by the way. And Crystal's basically Heart Gold Soul Silver. And I think about the other two in A tier. Lots of stuff in A tier. I think they're all really cool. Entei has its own movie, which is weird. Like, when you look at the this trio, right? You have Suicune, which essentially has its own game in Crystal version. You have Entei, which has its own movie. And then you have Raikou, who's just, like, there. But it's, I don't know, it's not quite the same as, like, the starter Pokemon from Gen 1, where you have, outside of Japan at least, you have Charizard on red version, Blastoise on blue version, and then Venus is kind of left with the dust. It's not really the same. People tend to really, really like Raikou, and it's an awesome Pokemon. Then we have Lugia. I like Lugia a lot. Lugia, I feel like Lugia and the Lotties are like two of the most popular legendaries in terms of people's favorites. So you gotta love Lugia in the Pokemon 2000 movie. Such a good movie. I'll put Ho in A tier though. I think Ho is cool, but I just think I like Lugia more. Like, it's a tier list, it's my opinion. You guys are gonna disagree with it. This is based on I should have mentioned that at the start. This is based on how I like the Pokemon. It's no factual relevancy, just how I like them, and everyone likes different things. You might put Tapu Koko in D tier, you might put Cosmog in S tier, you might have Manaphy in A tier as well. I don't know. Celebi, though. Cool Pokemon. Lately, I feel like I've been liking Celebi a lot more. I don't know why. I just think it's a really cool design. It's a grass type. I really like grass types. Favorite Pokemon tend to be grass type. So I'll put it in A tier. Really cool. It was in a video I made recently. I forgot what it was. But I don't know. Then we have Cobalion. One of my favorite legendary Pokemon. I think it looks so cool. I have a plush of Cobalion that I got when Black and White 2... I think Black and White... It was like shortly after Black and White 2 came out. Actually, it was before X and Y came out. But it was after Black and White 2 came out. So it was like 2013. I don't know why I didn't just say 2013. I like it a lot. It's one of my favorites. I like the other two as well, Terrakion and Virizion. I'll put them in A tier. Terrakion's arguably the best competitively. Actually, I think it's safe to say Terrakion is the best competitively. It's like super strong. Virizion's kind of cool as well. I do like they have Justify. I think it's a neat ability. It's not like the most, doesn't come up a lot, but I just think it's neat. And they're all just cool Pokemon. Keldeo is not here. Oh, Keldeo's over there. Okay. Then we have the Genies. Honestly, I'm just gonna dump all these Genies in A tier. I like Tornadus Therian the most though. I'll put Tornadus Therian in S tier actually. I love the Genies, and I'll put these guys in here as well. The Lando forms. These might be like 5th gen in general. I feel like has my favorite legendary Pokemon. I think 5th gen really like hit it out of the park with all these legendaries because there's not one of them that I don't like. I think every 5th gen legendary is gonna be A or S tier. So yeah, the Genies are really cool though. If you play competitive, you love them or you hate them. Probably both, honestly, because, you know, Landorus is pretty over-centralized in a lot of ways. The Thunder Genies are really cool. This regular Tornadus isn't that great, but Tornadus Therian, oh my god, I love Tornadus Therian. One of my favorite Pokemon to use competitively, to be honest. And then we have Reshiram and Zekrom, which, like, out of all the 5th gen legendaries, they're actually my least favorite. And I think I'm going to put these in B tier, actually. I know I just said I'll put them all in A tier, except for the couple legendaries, though. They all, like, they have really cool, like, TCG cards and stuff. I remember when Black and White had first came out, I was, like, really into the TCG, and I remember I got, like, full art, I pulled full arts of Zekrom and Reshiram, and, like, they're such, like, nice-looking cards, and Reshiram tends to be really popular. I guess Zekrom, too. These two tend to be really popular as well, along with, Latios and Lugia, in terms of what I see people say is their favorites for the most part. So I like them. They're cool. Then we have Kyurem. I'll put Kyurem B as well. Kyurem Black's not here. Otherwise, I'd probably put Kyurem Black in A tier. I like Kyurem. It's a strong dragon Pokemon. Dragon Ice, which is a really cool typing. Like, oh my god, I love that typing. Ice typing in general is really fun because it's like, you know, they tend to be really frail, but they tend to be really good offensively. And Kyurem's like one of those Pokemon. Although Kyurem's not that frail. I think Kyurem has like 1 something HP. It's pretty high. Then we have Keldeo. I don't really, like, see much of a difference between the two forms other than, like the only difference is this one is a cooler horn. Keldeo is one of my favorite legendaries. Keldeo is my favorite mythical, because Keldeo is a mythical, right? Actually, Diancie is my favorite mythical. Keldeo and Diancie are my favorite mythicals. I just love Keldeo. Water fighting, really cool typing. I love the horn. It sounds weird to say. I just think it's such a cool Pokemon, and I remember when 5th gen first came out, and I first heard about, like, the mythicals for 5th gen, because it was before they got revealed. It was, like, Keldeo and Genesect, because, like, they got hacked with Action Replay or whatever. I thought they were so cool. Same with Meloetta. I like the regular one better, though. I'll put Meloetta in S tier, honestly, and then the Purette form in, like, B tier. Like, the Purette form's kind of like whatever. The regular form is way cooler. Genesect I'll put in A tier. I love Genesect. I remember the Genesect events. I believe I got a Genesect event in X and Y, or in 5th gen, and then again in, like, X and Y, they did another Genesect event. It has a really cool shiny as well, if you've ever seen it. I used to nickname them Diva, because it was after Overwatch came out, because it kind of looked like Diva in the mech suit. I thought I was clever. And then we have the birds, which, like, I like them. I'll put them all in B tier. They're okay. Zapdos is the best. I'll say that. I'll put Zapdos in the front then. You know, I like Zapdos. Mewtwo and Mew, same thing. I'll put them in B tier. Like, they're solid, but they're not one of my favorites, you know? Like, the way I look at it is anything A or above is, like, my favorites. B tier is, like, whatever. Like, I don't dislike them. It's just, like, whatever. C tier is, like, more whatever. And then D tier is, like, I just don't really like them that much. That's pretty much what it is. I don't dislike them, but I don't really like them that much. Then we got the Meltan line. I don't know why there's 2 Meltons. Or Melmetals, whichever one this one is. I forget. I love this Pokemon. I think it's so cool looking. I love it. I just love it. Nintendo, good job. And then we have the bigger one, which is okay. I'll put it in A tier. I'll put it in, like, mid A tier. Like, you know, like middle of the pack A tier. And that's my tier list. I try to get through it pretty quickly because there's a lot of Pokemon. Let me know what you guys think. I'll leave a link in the description if you want to rank your own tier list. Now whenever anybody asks me, I'm speaking so fast, aren't I? I had waffles for breakfast, so much sugar in those that I tried to have a lot of sugar. I'm rambling, but basically I had a lot of sugar today. And whenever somebody asks me what my favorite legendary is, now you know. Check the video, because you can see how I rank them. No specific order, other than, like, you know, S, A, B, C, D. You know, in S tier, they're not in any order. But yeah, thanks for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. I will see you all next time, and bye-bye.